Hi, this is Daniela Rabinovitz and welcome to video 3. So in this video I'm going to show you the core of how we can get to use this nonverbal technique to directly access our subconscious and discover some of our inner treasure gems, our gifts that we naturally carry with us. This is definitely a hands-on video where you're invited to participate. Perhaps it's easier to just watch this video now in order to then come back later fully prepared to create the work yourself. To create this full exercise, you should allow about 40 minutes for yourself really to go through all the exercises. Now this video is very much shortened and you can just use the audio that's below to guide you through the full exercise. So I'm going to start by reading you the story The Golden Key by the Brothers Grimm. Once in the wintertime when the snow was very deep, a poor boy had to go out and fetch wood on a sled. After he had gathered it together and loaded it, he didn't want to go straight home because he was so frozen, but instead he wanted to make a fire and warm himself a little first. So he scraped the snow away, and while he was thus clearing the ground, he found a small golden key. Now he believed that where there was a key, there must also be a lock. So he dug into the ground and found a little iron chest. If only the key fits, he thought. Certainly there are valuable things in the chest. He looked, but there was no keyhole. Finally he found one, but it was so small that it could scarcely be seen. He tried the key, and fortunately it fitted. Then he turned it once, and now we must wait until he has finished unlocking it and has opened the lid. Then we shall find out what kind of wonderful things there were in the little chest. We're going to rip some sheets of paper and use it as a pattern. And we can use the pastels that you have here, which is basically a dry material. It's compacted pigments, and we can rub the pastel on the paper, and then we can wipe it over from the one paper to the next paper, and in the end we're just going to have this main paper left over. And also feel free that as you're working on this, you can also rotate this paper around, the board around. So how was that?
That was fun. I enjoyed that.
Super. Let's look at this one also from a objective standpoint. Just maybe you can just name what you see.
I see blue and some gray, with some random lines surrounding a center point of yellow and orange.
Okay. And what about, what does this image make you feel, or maybe from a subjective standpoint, maybe you see it differently?
I think, well, there's a focal point, and I think it makes me feel about uncovering layers.
And are there any forms that remind you of anything, like any shapes that remind you of anything? You can rotate the paper around too, like a quarter rotation, and then
Oh yeah, I think I like it better that way.
Keep rotating it, so just have a look from different sides. Hold it, but it's a little bit easier to see when it's up vertically.
Yeah.
So do you see any particular shapes that you recognize?
Well, the focal point in the middle could be a comma or a tier, but that's just a coincidence, of course. No, I didn't think of the treasure chest. I thought of the key in the snow.
Oh, okay.
So I really hooked on to the boy being in the snow and being cold and finding this kind of glistening thing in the snow. So that was...
I'm still going to rotate it
yeah,
around.
Yeah, keep going,
It keeps changing, right?
It does keep changing, yeah,
You put it
absolutely.
upside.
Yeah, and the idea of layers. So the layers in the snow, and the layers with the paper, and the layers with the color, that all seem to be in sync. Yeah, they seem to be a good medium for this story.
So you mentioned that in the center that you saw like a comma or like a tier. Can you make any translation into what that might be of as a gift?
Yeah, it's sort of unknown. It's just a shiny thing that we can't really touch. That it's under these layers. It could be the key in the story, but it could be just some missing piece that we don't have, and we didn't know we were missing it until we found it. Might be under some layer somewhere, and maybe it's the first one, or maybe it's the one underneath that, or maybe there's another one we don't see that's underneath that.
And do you feel that there might be a treasure, like a hidden gem of yourself?
Yeah, maybe there or somewhere. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.